This is Go Via or Go Home. I'd like to welcome you back to a special layout update. It's 2 days before Halloween, so we're going to call this a Halloween special. Sure, why not? What way to make this even more appropriate by having a Via Rail Grey Ghost locomotive, pulling some of my new Rapido passenger coaches. I've got two there that I picked up recently for a very decent price, and you'll notice that a good portion of my train station, all the tracks are down. It's not just the tracks for the station that are completed, but basically all the tracks on the what would be the main line, my main, I guess, main level. So basically, going around, coming back around, and all the way around that way. Basically, I've got a full loop, and I'm finally done. I know it took forever to get one single loop done, but when you think about it, I mean, a lot had to go into this before, going all the way around. Just so that I can run a train. Now, I've been running trains, end to end, like back and forth and all that. But I finally have my full loop, and I'm ready to show you guys. Hopefully it turns out alright. I know I've had a couple of issues running like this locomotive and these passenger cars. I don't know why, but I was running my Go train around it last night just as a test, and it worked perfectly. And then I had some freight going around, no problem. So I mean, this is going to be either hit or miss. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you basically what I've done recently. So I added that switch yesterday. That was the last switch I added, and then I had connected this track going to here, dropped some feeders, and then basically that was the end of that. I've got some track work in here. I know it's kind of hard to see. It's just a couple of switches that go into the beginning of a yard. You can see I've already got 2 tracks down, and I've got another 1, 2, 3 to go, but I have to add another switch here, and then basically you'll see the lines. I'm supposed to have 5 tracks right across here that are going to go right back, and they're going to end on somewhat of an angle up here, so that basically I can add a station or station house, I guess, some sort of building, or yard office. There we go. It's so early. But I was thinking, because I'm going to have a switch here to come off to 2, I could have another switch coming off this way so that I can have this track like I had planned, but then add a 6th track going along the side there, so have 6 yard tracks, because not only do I have obviously a decent amount of freight so far, mostly just box cars and stuff, even a lot of this, it's like I've still got a whole bunch in my boxes there, and I've got some stuff in there, stuff I haven't even taken out of the boxes yet. I didn't even add that to the train yet, but I will. Also picked up a couple of the new Walthers grain hoppers, as you can see there. Stay tuned, you'll see a review for those coming up. Real excited about that, and a lot of people have been asking for it. And if you've been following me on Facebook, you'll have seen I took some pictures with my Rapido caboose on my module. Just a couple of photos, just for fun. So, other than that, I mean, I haven't really done too much going up, and obviously this is a mess, including a cat, and then some, just stuff all over the place. I want to make sure that this line here was good before I start moving up to the next level, and because that's going to be quite a bit of work, a lot of terrain to it. Got my paper mill going up here. That's a building I got at the train show out in Brampton. That I still have to weather that. It's the paper mill building. You can see that most of it's together. I've got the nice roofing which has the grip tape. You know that you saw one of my previous videos where I did the same thing on that building there with the stuff on top, and Dave's building as well, kind of following suit there. And I did it on there as well, still got lots of extra, so I'll be able to do that. And also with this building here and that building, I also picked up one more. I actually, the funny thing is, I had the building and then I sold it because I'm like, I don't need it. And what did I do? I ended up needing it. So I went out and bought it again. Recovery boiler house. I have a special plan for that. It's actually, that's one of the walls, but actually that wall there came with that kit, so that was rather interesting. But what I'm going to end up doing, because I have the trains that are going to come up in the back here, I'm going to try to make this top level come out this way as far as I can, and then I'm going to use that and the recovery boiler kits, cut them like right down the middle, make a nice backdrop scene. I'm probably going to use that as well. It's going to be very three-dimensional, and it's going to be long because I want to fill up that wall there with all that. Have this, bring it up this way a little bit. Going to have a couple of tracks up here for kind of industry yard for that. So drop off, take away, and then have a train where I can come in, put it in, move it out, yada yada. Then that's all going to connect that way up here. I have a huge plan in motion to turn this entire wall here into a cityscape. I know I had talked about doing somewhat of a bridge in here with water. I might kind of do that, but it's gonna not be the same rigorous thing that I was thinking. Again, I'm probably gonna cut this in half, make it twice as long and tall, I guess, and then, you know, make it look like a big building. Same thing with that. I'm gonna cut that down the middle, try to make it taller if I can, and make that into a construction site. Maybe get a crane, have it like, you know, in there where it's, you know, building ready and all that. Yeah, but it's gonna go right across the span here, maybe to about there, and then have a waterway, and then it's gonna be down in there, bridge or whatever. Yeah, I've got lots to do. There's my cat. She says hello. And also, on top of that, now, as you probably, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I'm not very good at electrical. I'm, you know, pretty open about that. There's some things that are easier than others, and then, you know, there's things that I find to be ridiculously hard, and then when it's basically, you know, shown to me, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a lot better. I understand it now. That's how most of this stuff works. That's why we're a community, you know, we reach out, we help each other, you know, that's what, that way we can, you know, get this all, you know, done, you know, on our own layouts and all that. It's quite the process, but anyway, so I like the way that Dave does his controls and all that. Dave A88, description below. You've obviously seen his videos. If you've watched mine, then you've definitely watched his. So basically, I wanted to section these 3 tracks off so that if I want to park a train there and not have it affected by the rest of the layout, I could run a train, but train parked in the station here. By the way, check out those platforms. Not too shabby, but they still have a bit of work to do. Don't judge, I'm not done yet. So basically I have this track and then this track from about here going down to about there. Those are dead tracks, so those cut off there and they come all the way up to the switches here. So one's dead up to there and the other one's dead up to here. So I could park trains along here and then not worry. But I wanted to be able to power them individually and also, you know, be able to turn them off, turn them on. No problem. So basically I have 3 switches here, 1 for each track. I'm going to clean this up. Yes, I know it's like a wood shim, But until I figure out my fascia or control panel for this side, this is how it's going to be. Love the colorful wiring, whatever. But yeah, basically when I flick it on, you see a light goes on. I'm not used to working with electronics, but thanks to Dave, he told me how I can do it. Took me like a couple of tries to figure it out, but now I can have a live track or a dead track, you know, just with the shut on or shut off, you know what I mean? And got the green saying we're good to go. And yeah, it's cool. So I just flick the switch and power's gone. Check out his videos for information like that on how to do it. I'm not going to bother because I'm sure I'm just going to not explain it properly. But anyways, we're powered up. All 3 tracks are good. I'm just going to do a trip around to show you with the passenger and the train, passenger and the freight. Come on, you can't really tell because it's bright, but yeah, I'm not going to bother. You can't really tell anyways. So here we go. By the way, if it derails at all, my apologies now. And I still have my control panel or my controls in one central area. So I have to do it over here just until I can set up a better location for it. And also I'm going to want to do the Y throttle. So I'm using my phone for Wi-Fi and moving the train that way. And of course, just need a longer coupler on the locomotive. And on the rest of the train. Rapido couplers really are the worst. I've never had a locomotive from Rapido out of the box that I love the couplers. Darn. See, this wasn't on the track to begin with, so I'm a little bit more difficult. There we go. For some reason, path irons are really noisy. Alrighty, well, that's basically it there for you guys. Sorry for the long video, but I want to make sure I was able to do the 2 loops there for you, just to see. Had a couple of minor problems, nothing too extravagant. Passenger cars, those ones, like I said, the Go Transit go around no problem, but the Rapido, surprise, surprise, their passenger cars, you know, they're a little bit tighter on the turns, so should be able to do 18-inch radius when I know that these are a little bit more than 18-inch radius. I'm pretty sure they're like a 21, 22, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Probably because of the coupler though. I did put a long one on each, but I might need to do the double long on each just to, you know, give it a bit more of a flex there. The freight, no problem. Freight runs like a dream, and I mean the caboose, It did come off a couple of times there. Probably just have to make some adjustments. That's not a problem. And obviously, Athearn locomotives, if you've ever used one, you know how noisy they are. Not a big deal. Wouldn't have been my first choice, but GP38 is pretty good. The 40s, I love the 40s as well. So, but other than that, this has been a Go Veer Go Home video. Thanks again. Have a happy and safe Halloween, everybody. And if you don't want your candy, I mean, you can always ship it to me. But not like I need it anyways. Kit Kats and what are they called? Three Musketeers. Oh, and peanut M&Ms. Sorry. If you got any, you know, I know someone who would really like some. Have a good one.